Michael O'Neill, such a wealth of knowledge, being around Barbara, I'd imagine. He, on his way out of the podcast, he said to Rami and me, he chided us. He said, you got to sleep by 12, man. You got to at least sleep by 10, because between 10 and 12, if you're not sleeping that during that time, especially as a dude, it's one of the earliest indicators of basically it'll accelerate dementia, early onset dementia. Do you know much about that? Because I've got a lot of questions on dementia.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No pressure. No pressure.
And if I don't know, I'll let you know.
Okay.
I don't know everything. That's for sure.
Sure.
I've got some.
So much to learn.
The reason I do love this area that I'm in is there is so much to learn. And the one thing I do love about it is science is proving a lot of the old methods. So, and again, probably one of the best people out there on this topic would be Andrew Huberman, who's in America, amazing scientist, neurological scientist, I believe is in that area. So with that, Michael's bang on. And it's something that I think I've heard so many times from my mum and my grandparents, that they say that 1 hour before midnight counts as 2 hours of sleep. So,
Right. Yeah. More bang for your buck.
More bang for your buck,
Sure.
right? And what happens is, again, if you aren't getting that sleep cycle, you're not recovering. So one thing that happens when we sleep is our lymphatic system detoxifies. So we've got a whole lymphatic system. We've got many systems: circulatory system, digestive system, nervous system. But lymphatic system is a system that's 3 times bigger than our circulatory system. And it helps take away a lot of the cellular waste, right? In that lymphatic system, when it gets to the brain, it's called the glymphatic system. And we have a lot of processes that have waste, just like our cells, that you and I will eat food and then, it gets out of the system. Same thing with our cells. It will absorb nutrients, do what it needs to do to create raw energy through the ATP, and then get rid of the waste product. That's happening in our brain. And so at the same time, the only way that body releases that is through sleep or chewing. So if we're not getting enough of that sleep, that waste is building up over time, where it shouldn't be. And we call that congestion. That's a big thing that I focus on with detoxification, is just opening up our drainage funnels and getting rid of congestion. So that would be, in my opinion, one reason why we're going down that path of we're seeing more and more dementia. And I think at the same time, ever since the Edison Lightbulb was invented, I think they said roughly adults are getting 2 hours less sleep.
If I can just take 20 seconds of your time, I apologise for interrupting this clip. If you'd like to support Turning Point Australia and what we're doing to help keep the lights on and keep the work going moving forward, please check out our website at tpaust.com.au. We've got a range of merchandise, whether it's the Make Australia Great Again hat, whether it's the other shirts that we have, or the educational maps that we have. Please go and support. If you don't want to buy any merch, that's fine. You can also support us by buying us a coffee and becoming a regular subscriber for as little as $4 a month. I'll let you guys get back to it. Thank you so much.
And you think that...
Wow, okay.
Think you accumulate that. That's quite a lot.
So what did it used to be? More like 8 to 10 hours?
10 to 11?
10 to 11 hours.
Yeah.
Rami, imagine that.
Yeah.
Rami shares my problem. Getting.
You're not alone, Rami.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I go through that, right? When you've got business projects, you've got deadlines. You do the one thing you do compromise is sleep first and foremost. But we are resilient beings. We don't need to go, oh no, I didn't get my sleep, so therefore no. Like, you can recover pretty quickly. You can't make up for the sleep you lost though. So it's best to just get back in rhythm as soon as possible and honor that. So yeah.
Right, that's really interesting. So you recommend, like, hey, like, your body it could use 10 hours. It could really use, especially those 2 hours before midnight.
Definitely. And again, we have to also be in season. So when winter kicks in, we've got a lot more darkness and light, and we should be sleeping a lot more during winter. And then at the same time, the good thing about science is they come up with a lot of good things. So if you are lacking sleep, creatine, being an amazing, amazing product, and it's probably one of the most scientifically researched products out there, they say that if you do miss that sleep, 5 milligrams of creatine, I think it's milligrams or grams, you might want to research that, but they're saying that is one of the best things for recovery and help with mental acuity. So, and it's such a cheap product, and it's really good. And as we get older and elderly, that should be something that we take quite regularly. There's a really cool Dr. Rhonda Patrick talks a lot about that. So these are little things that even for myself, if I'm going to maybe have that week of intensity in sleep is going to be compromised, I'm going to jump on a very affordable creatine creatine monohydrate and have that to support my system, my neurological system.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I just while on the topic of sleep, because it fascinates me, because I think a lot of people I know, that when they realise they address the sleep thing, a lot of these things, they fall by the wayside.
Huge.
One of the things I was reading the other day, again, this might be completely not true, but historically they were saying before the Edison light bulb, what people used to do before this modern workday was when the sun went down, they went to sleep. They had their first batch of sleep for 4 or 5 hours. And then at about 11, 12 at night, they wake up.
Mm-hmm.
And they might read, they
Yep.
might assess, they might, think about the problems in their life, because between 12 and 2, that's when you're kind of in that mode.
Yeah.
And then have another batch of sleep from like 2 till the sunrise. Is that totally crap, or was that a real thing?
No, it's not crap at all. I think my wife was talking to me about this actually.
Right.
And particularly also for pregnancy, women do kind of wake up around that time as well. And it's totally normal.
Right.
And if we can honour that and not get on our screens, but maybe put on an ambient light, read, you can have a little bit of food as well if you feel like it. But these things are quite normal. We're not, don't expect yourself to be, fall asleep at 10 and don't get up till 6. But if you wake up, you wake up, and you should honour that body process and just get up. If you're really awake, get up. There's nothing wrong with that. I have heard that before, right? What I was going to also talk about sleep is when the biggest thing, again, before the Thomas Edison light bulb, one thing I've heard about this, we've heard about malnutrition, but there's a term out there called malillumination. And so we are very illuminated by blue light, but we're not illuminated a lot by red light or near infrared light. And there's a lot of studies done out there on, if you go into the biohacking world, you've probably heard of near infrared light therapy. Amazing, right? But we're talking about wavelengths of light here. And blue light's very up and down, like it's stimulating. Red light and near infrared light is very long wave and actually penetrates deeper into the cells and help the cells recover. And so what they said is, well, before the light bulb was invented, we had fire. And fire actually emits this near infrared red light. I don't know if you've ever just sat near a fire. How calming is it? It's mesmerizing. It's calming. You're like, man, I
conversation.
feel a little bit tired now.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. It stimulates that. All right, it's time to wind down. You're warm. Go to sleep. We don't get that anymore. So I'm very fortunate. I've got a bit of a fire pit in the backyard, and when I get the opportunity to put it on, it's just a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel great. Have a great sleep from it.
Right. That's fascinating. That's really interesting. Again, I want all the young men listening to this right now. Wake up, guys. Your body, you are immortal. You need to start focusing on this stuff.
Have a good sleep, but then wake up. Yeah.
That's right. And I get it. When in my youth as a serial gamer, you teenagers out there, I get it. You want to play Fortnite all night. Guys, there's a tax. There's a big tax that you have to pay in the end. And I know you might not think you're going to live till 30. You will. God bless you. And you want to make sure you have, you live as young and healthy as possible. Thank you so much for watching the show. I hope you enjoyed this particular clip. If you want to support this show and keep the lights on and support everything we're doing at Turning Point Australia, please head to tpaust.com.au, where we've got hats, we've got shirts, we've got maps. And if you don't want to buy any merch, that's perfectly fine. If you want to just buy maybe a cup of coffee a month, for as little as $4 a month, you can help us get a small, long black to actually support the show and actually keep things going. Thank you guys so much for your support. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you later.